Hi, I'm Eric Dewey.
And this is Steve O'Mooney.
And I'm Matthew Renfro.
And we're Socially Awkward. You're listening to another great production on the Four-Eyed Radio Network. Check out more shows at foureyedradio.com.
Hey listeners, Eric here, also known as Trekkie B47, from the Starfleet Escape Podcast and the Ranger Command Power Hour. The more phenomenal episode you're about to listen to is brought to you by Raven Designs, illustration and design that fit your personality. For samples and inquiries, visit ravencruise.com.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey guys, Appropriately Inappropriate, back again for another week. Just before we started recording, Nancy just told a story that she lost her phone and used her daughter's phone and found pictures of me that were inappropriate on her phone, which is half true. The phone was actually Billy's before.
Yeah, it used to be my husband's phone. That makes sense.
I was just kidding.
I was like, whew. I have bigger problems, but at least my kids didn't see
Yeah, I
them.
know. No, actually, my dick got so drunk the other weekend it took pictures of my face and sent it out to a bunch of pussies.
Your dick's like, selfie. I hate that word so much. I liked the word selfie back when I didn't know what it meant. I used to think it was like, taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a good way to say it. Now I hate it.
I fucking hate them. Okay. But to intro the show, guys, thanks again for listening. Last week's episode got a lot of really good reviews, so thank you for listening to that. Chris Santini was awesome. Super funny guy. So if you haven't listened to that episode, the great thing about podcasting is you can go back and listen to it whenever you want.
I wish he was here right now. My outfit would make more sense. I'm in a wet swimsuit. I just came home from a birthday party. He would get that. He'd be like, yeah, parrot style. He was so funny.
Very funny.
You met Chris? Okay. Sorry.
So, anyways, a nice awkward start. What else do I have to say? Oh, friends of the show with shows they have coming up. Chris Santini will be at the Speakeasy Comedy Lounge July 19th at, I think, 7:30, but I don't know. Check the website. 7, 8, something like that. And then Rob Maybe is on the second show that night at that same club. And July 23rd, Justin Teachin is at Stand Up Live for the New Faces show. And those are all the shout-outs I'm going to give to friends because they can do this shit on their own, too. And I'm an asshole. My show's nothing to report yet, but something big is in the works. So I'll let you know if that happens. But a lot of work being done to try and get bigger and better shows. Who knows? Anyways, this week, we have a very special guest. He's super special because he's really retarded. No, he's actually not retarded at all. He's a funny comedian, actor, writer extraordinaire. This guy's incredible, and he's like the friendliest guy in the world. So everybody welcome Aaron Kyle Miles. Thank you for coming in, sir.
Thanks. I've been here the entire time.
I know. Nancy was talking to you, and that's why I got awkward. She's like, do you know Chris? You're like, no. I'm like, yeah, he does. They do. We're going to talk about why and how.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Spoiler alert.
My first podcast, and Kevin was like, just don't talk until I give you the sign.
What was this sign? He gives it to me.
So
I miss
welcome
it
him
all
in.
the time. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I'm such a mess today.
That's all right. So I know Aaron from the comedy circuit. Him and I have never really had long conversations or anything, but we talk about the club. He's a fucking nice guy, and he talks me through all my problems, which is great for a guy that's 8 years younger than me to have more life experience.
In case you want to date younger women, talk to younger men. He'll get you through it. I get that.
So Aaron, again, thanks for coming in. Right off the top, where can people find you? Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, your home address, whatever.
My Twitter, I guess, is Aaron Kyle Comedy. I haven't really been using it that much, though. But
I'm going to find you right now.
Follow it. Do it. That's
all right, but you have to follow me. That's rules.
All right, I can do that. I don't have like a Facebook page yet, like a fan page. I just don't know when the right time to do that
my
is.
Facebook page is just a page. I don't have fans. I just have friends. They're called friends.
That's all I have right now, but I feel like at some point I'm going to have to make a page.
Aaron has 200 friends, only 4 fans.
And it's my mom. My whole family.
I found him, guys. Woo!
Hey, you really did. That's pretty nice.
Well, whatever. That's what I do. I'm following Aaron, dude. I'm so famous for him.
Yes.
This for you.
Okay. So, Aaron, let's start this interview off immediately.
All right.
Nancy, ask him a question.
Okay, wait. So Kevin was telling me you guys met at the comedy club. Well, he didn't really tell me anything about you at all. He just sends me your name, and it's my job to do all the research.
Yeah, okay.
Look you up, stalk you just like a touch, which is probably why I couldn't find you on Facebook.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because you have not a fan page.
No fan page.
Just
yet.
okay.
I'll make one for you.
But I saw you on YouTube, and you were funny. You were doing stand-up.
Thanks. Yeah.
Now, did you get into doing stand-up to get better at acting, or which followed which?
Well, I always wanted to do stand-up, probably since high school. And I don't know, do you know Anthony Thornton at all? He's a fellow stand-up comedian. He has been doing it since high school. And he would always go out and do it at, I believe, Comedy Spot back in, this is like 06, 07. And he was always like, you should try it, man. But I was always too scared because it's like, if you fail, it's your writing and it's your performance. It's not, there's not anyone else you can go to.
For sure.
And so I didn't do it for the longest time. And then what actually led into it was just I met Chris Santani that you had on last week.
Yeah.
And he gave me some advice and took me out to some open mics. And from there, I just kind of went for it, pretty much.
Does he make you drink those fruity drinks that he likes?
No, I do drink fruity drinks, actually. I don't care.
It's why they get along so well.
Why we get along so well. Because if I'm going to drink something, it has to taste good. Like, I don't...
I hear that.
I do. I agree. That's why
great.
I really don't do shots. Because to me, it tastes like shit. And actually, liquor tastes like shit.
I would take more shots if they gave me the little cherries on them. It's just like, that's why I get them, for all the ingredients that come with it.
Okay.
The olives and the cherries.
You just eat the ingredients.
just getting faded on olives. It's ridiculous.
It's a cheap date. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's do a little chronological thing with you. Let's have all our listeners get to know you a little bit. You've wanted to do stand-up since high school. What brought you on at that point? What turned you into dude, this is awesome. I want to do this.
Well, so I went to film school, and I met a few people there.
In high school, you went to film school? Like one of those performing arts schools?
No, after high school, I went to SEC for film school.
Okay.
And Scottsdale Community College has a really great film program, and so it was a no-brainer. And I met a lot of people there. And what happened was, after meeting some people there, I got on an audition for this film, Broken Leg. And I guess to back it up a little bit, too, is when I met some of the people at film school, we started filming a stand-up documentary because we all just loved the local comedy scene and everything. And my buddy Anthony Thornton ran a show on Mill. I think it was at, where that AMC theater used to be?
Yes.
It was in one of those theaters or whatever. And that's where I met some of the first local comedians. Ian Gilb was there. Aaron Powell was there. Some people that had been around for a while. And I got to meet them, and I was like, this is really cool. And that was still a year before I even did anything as far as even thinking about stand-up. So then fast forward, one of my friends that we were filming a documentary on was like, hey, I got you an audition for Broken Leg. You should check it out. And so I went and auditioned for Broken Leg, and I got the part. And once I got the part, I had to start helping with auditions for the smaller roles. And Kieran Thompson, the director, he was like, okay, we're going to have someone else come in to help with auditions. Because what it was is people would come in, and I was supposed to play this bouncer, in this improvisational setup, for a scene. And basically I had to shut them down, not let them in the club. And so, they'd come up in the audition and be like, hey, can you let me in? And I'm like, I don't look like a bouncer. I don't know. If you're listening to me, I don't have the physical appearance.
All you need is the shirt.
Yeah, I need a shirt that says security so people would know.
I could do it if I had the shirt.
And I remember he's like, we're going to bring someone in to give you a breather. And it was Chris Santani.
Who is
a bouncer?
Yeah, he looks like a bouncer. And he was like, what's up?
Funny enough, just those two words, it sounded just like him.
I like him.
I was like, what's up, man? And he was just helping out. He wasn't acting or anything. And he was like, yeah, I do stand up. And I was like, really? I've always wanted to do it. And he was like, come out then, don't be a bitch about it. And so then I think I went to his ASU versus the World. And that was phenomenal. That's such a great room. Shout out to Roman Grisby who ran that. And then after that, we went to Monkey Pants, and oh my God, I'll never forget, because he went up and he had a great set, and then like halfway through the show, they brought up this guy that was just like lip syncing the Blues Brothers, and this was like my second ever local show. I'm like, what is going on? Is this like, is he gonna tell jokes? But no, just
That was his act.
3 songs.
Oh man, they should have pulled him.
Oh man, he was just jamming hard.
All right, well. Okay, so I read a little bit about this film that's happening, and it seems like it's local, and a lot of people that are involved in the film are from Arizona.
Yes.
Are you from Arizona?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
Technically, yes.
And was it filmed here?
It was filmed here. Yeah, it was
Okay.
filmed here. They got a Kickstarter budget that they met. I think it was like $24,000 total, which is pretty nice.
Wow.
And then
What's Kickstarter?
Kickstarter is like a funding program, like online, so people can like put money towards a project and get something in reward. So if you put $5 towards it, you get a poster maybe, or
Oh,
if
really?
you put $20 towards it, you get a DVD when it comes out. Yeah.
So it's like asking Facebook to invest in you. Like, you've
And
seen
you
those
can
on
do
your...
anything?
Yeah, like we could start a project and people liked our idea. They would send us money.
Like a
and there's-
Kickstarter to buy me dinner for the year.
Anything.
If enough people thought that was a great idea,
And it might be.
it's going to be a lot of money.
Do you have to pay to start a Kickstarter? Because
No, I
if
think you
not,
can just
I'm not
create an
limited.
ad.
I'm going. All right, everybody, you can now find me on Kickstarter at Kevin Elliott, who just wants money for everything. Feel free
Profile
to
picture is
donate.
like an empty plate. You would like to fill that plate every night.
You can, just email me, kevinelliott@kickstarter.com, and just money. I'll PayPal.
I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. A couple times I've been tempted. I'm cheap, so it's hard for me to just let go of money.
that's why I find it shocking people put money on something
But,
that they don't
there's a
even know
couple
will
things-
work. Like, what happens if you don't reach the goal? You get your money back?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Yeah, you'd get your money
Really?
back if they don't reach the goal.
Oh, okay.
My Kickstarter
Well,
is
shit.
just like going into grocery stores and like trying to look for something to slip on.
Yeah, he was dressed as a Girl Scout and he was like selling cookies and shit. That doesn't count. That's stealing.
That's stealing.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm starving and I have no money, I just go in the produce section and eat grapes.
This guy just goes to the bar and eats olives. So
Yes.
You guys have a lot in common.
Olives and cherries.
Those aren't even real cherries.
I don't
If you
care.
look at,
Oh,
like,
they're
real-
delicious.
They're delicious. So sweet.
That's all right. I wasn't going there. You like them. That's okay.
I do. I love them.
Okay, so, all right, back to this movie.
I'll do this the whole time.
No, you're fine.
Aaron's in this movie, Broken Leg. It's a local thing for Phoenix. It comes out August 1st.
Yeah, it comes out, if you go to brokenlegmovie.com, it comes out August 1st for digital rentals, downloads, and DVD and Blu-ray. But the pre-orders are right now. So you can
Okay.
But
And that website is what?
brokenlegmovie.com.
Cool.
Yeah.
I watched the trailer for it. It's funny.
Yeah, I'm a lot fatter in it. I'm just going to put that out
You
there.
really are.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I didn't recognize you because when I originally stalked you on the internet, I was like, this guy looks a little bigger and older than this guy sitting here.
Yeah, I lost a lot of
What did you do to lose it?
just was very broke. I just
It never worked for me.
I was broke.
I am so wealthy. Look at my body.
No, when the broken leg happened, I just was like just out of shape pretty much. And but it was rough because when we started filming too, I was working 8 to 5, get off work, and then I didn't have a car at the time, so I was just getting picked up and going straight there to shoot because they had locked down like this house for the whole month to shoot at. And so then I would be there until like midnight, 1 in the morning, just shooting, and then next morning I'd have to repeat. And I did that for like a week
You
and a
just
half.
stayed there, like squatters.
No way.
Yeah.
It was like so. When you film the movie and the sound that was required to do it, they had to shut off the AC. You know, so we had a couple industrial fans we could do in between takes, but other than that, I'm just sweating. That's probably how I lost my weight, just sweating my ass off. It was
Sweat lodge.
terrible. Like, hey, Aaron, you ready to go? I'm just like, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I need another change of shirt.
Nothing gets me unhappy like being hot. I feel for you.
No, yeah, I couldn't do it. I was sitting in front of the fan.
I
Just
can handle a lot, but being hot, I can't. I can't do it.
Yeah,
being
it's pretty
hot's
awful.
tough. It's
Yeah,
hard.
sure.
It's hard to look this good.
Trying to sleep when like the AC goes out.
I can't.
Oh,
I
it's
get
terrible.
those 24-hour companies are like, it's an $800 charge. I don't care. Get over here and fix it. Fix that
Sometimes
shit.
you got to spend a little extra for the
Yeah, I don't
the
care.
quality of life.
Sometimes I wake up when the AC goes off. I'm
Was this for good? I don't know.
What was that noise? I don't hear my air.
I'll flip the pillow, but if it's not like back on by the time the pillow's hot again, I'm getting up.
I don't even make my dogs go outside when it's hot. I feel so bad for them. They don't go out. My little dog jumps in the pool every time I open the door. He's such a pain in the ass.
Smart dog.
Oh, he is smart. He's real smart, by the way. Kevin gave him to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gave me a dog.
It was a mistake. I took him in for the first place. And thank God, Nancy, the first night I had him, I took him to Nancy. I'm like, look at how awesome this dog is.
Look at those puppy dog eyes.
Yeah, then the next morning I took him back to the person I got him from and told Nancy, I'm like, dude, if you want the dog, you got to call this other guy now because I don't have him. He is
him.
awful.
He's great.
What's the dog's name?
His name's Dash. Kevin gave him to me as Baxter, and I took him in as Dash because everyone's like, oh, because of Kardashians? And fuck no, first of all, because he likes to run away.
Okay.
Every time we get near the door, he's ready to go. So we took him camping last weekend. He's got bit by a snake.
What?
Not a rattlesnake.
I
though.
swear to God, I had a nightmare during my nap today of snakes in my backyard and eating animals.
Oh, yeah, they'll do that
Yeah, it was a king cobra.
in Arizona.
Why did
In
you
my
say that
backyard.
like you were bragging? Like, by the way, it was a king cobra.
Well, because they're very rare here.
It wasn't a garden snake in my dream. It was a very dangerous snake.
Yeah.
Badass snake. Yeah. So he got bit by a snake. He's okay. I don't know. He's just a cool little dude. He's into everything.
He is a
so-
cool dog.
He is.
He's a German Shepherd. Like,
Sheds.
smart as shit.
He's a pain in my ass. He ate the couch, like the whole couch. I have to get a new couch.
We have to get a new couch.
I'm
I
going to
have
get a couch from
From a
Kickstarter.
cat?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, faggot.
I hate cats. Kickstarter will buy me a couch.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Maybe some
dude.
dog training too.
Kickstarted some furniture? This
do
is
that
amazing.
shit.
There's no end to this.
Kickstart my furniture. That should.
Kickstart.
I'm
I-
kickstarting for a gym membership and a food card.
Okay.
I'm kickstarting for a girlfriend. That's
Good call.
please.
Yeah. Kickstarting a sex life. This is incredible.
Impossible.
My goal is $100,000 for what I'm looking for.
It's one high-priced hooker. I think we can make this happen for you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I'm confident.
Wow. You know what? Let's end this. Can I get on the computer and start now? We're wasting time.
Hold on. Use my hooker app. I have an app.
Hooker app.
Yeah. I just got back from Vegas. You know, you gotta have your
Uber.
hooker app.
Like, she's coming to you.
Yeah. There you go. So no one has to drive. It's safer that way. Okay.
So, film school.
Back to being not disgusting.
Where has the time gone?
So, how long did it take, beginning to end, to shoot this film?
For my scenes, I think about a week and a half. For the whole movie, it took like about a month, and then they did some other scenes that they shot. You know, on
That's not
solo.
bad at all.
Yeah. They lucked out, man. I mean, they had like all the equipment, like the cameras are RED cameras, so those alone we didn't even have to budget in because one of the people on set had them. You know?
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
So that helped save a lot of budget, and then we helped, you know, as far as we had a lot of help from local people, you know, pitching in and,
Yeah.
and helping. So.
Did you do any writing for it? Because I'm assuming if you audition for it, it's probably already written, but rewrites or anything?
It's funny you mention that because I didn't do any writing, but I did enough improvisational stuff where, you know, I guess you could say there's a lot of stuff in there that like I just bounced off of. Like there was one scene in the film where I just like am coming back to the door and they open the door and I'm supposed to just say something, you know, ridiculous. And we did this like probably like 20 times, and every time I opened the door, it was just something different right there, you know.
Yeah.
And I just like it was funny because like when you can get like the crew to laugh and like ruin a take, it feels
Yeah.
cool. It feels really cool. I'm like, you can't ever see that one.
Is improving something that you have, I guess, trained in before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, I did acting and improv way before I did stand up.
Like when? In high school, were you a thespian?
Yeah, thespian for sure. I was in
Thespian.
choir.
I'm just kidding.
I was singing and dancing and
Really?
musicals. Yeah,
You got the golden pipes?
I have
Dude,
golden
flex them.
pipes. Flex them.
He's incredible.
Watch
Good.
out.
He's
Yeah.
incredible.
It's been a while, but
That's all right, dude. I see a Backstreet Boys return all over you, bro. Okay, hold on. I kind of want to get into film school a little bit because I never went. I just went to regular college, and I went for 8 years to get a 4-year degree. I'm stupid.
nice.
But film school is like a different animal. From the people I hear that go to it, it's different. The classes are not regular classes, right? It's
not
like
at all.
filmy stuff. And is it acting and all that stuff involved too?
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason I went to film school was not to do necessarily technical aspects of film. Like, I just wanted to understand it so I could maybe, better myself as an actor, as a writer, understand the whole process and concept. And also, if I don't get a role or something, I can say, hey, I can gaff on this film, or I can script supervise, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I went, and it is exactly like that. It's the block classes where you have like 4-hour-long classes, and you do a bunch of writing, and then you have teams that you group up with that you go out and you shoot these individual films. Like one film, I'm the director, one film, I'm the assistant director,
Dude, that has to be awful.
Yeah.
Only because you're like getting paired up with random people, right?
Yeah, you're getting paired up with random people. You don't
You
know.
can't be getting along with all those people.
I mean,
And different views. 'Cause people that work in this shit are weird.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. There's some weird people. I mean, I get along with mostly everyone. I think.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but everybody's in it for the same goal. They're all
Yeah, to fuck
reaching
each
for their
other over.
stars.
It's the entertainment
What's your
industry.
favorite position?
Oh, hey, how are you doing?
Film?
I like that look you gave me. Probably screenwriter. I mean, that's something I legitimately like doing.
Okay.
I'm always writing. That's all I do. I mean, right now I write more jokes than anything. But
Oh, it's like you guys have that in common too.
hey, fist bump me. Yeah.
That wasn't weird at all.
But
But I didn't go to school for it.
the weirdest thing for me is not necessarily getting along with everyone, but when you show up and because you're shooting their film when you go out to these different sets, right? So I shoot my film, which was about 2 guys in the desert burying a dead body. But when you go and shoot
I
for,
saw that, dude. It was on Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, good job.
I went to this girl's set and it was like some film about just like this girl being like fucked by the devil, and it was just like, yep, I guess I'm helping on this one. I'm just,
Fine, I'll
Yeah,
play the
where do
devil,
you
but
want me?
whatever.
where do you want the
dude. It's
lighting
like-
for this very, very odd film? What is?
Rosemary's Baby, I believe is what it's called.
It was
Jeez.
awkward. But there's a lot of like learning you get from it too. You know what I mean? Just like being on other
Yeah.
sets and seeing how someone else directs, or how someone else does something differently than what you would do. So it just was awesome to absorb that.
That's cool, dude. Now, are there people that you went to school with? You're still young. I mean, how long are you removed from that? Like a couple years?
Yeah, I've been out of school since like 08, 09.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a little
Yeah, a little bit. Anybody that you still keep in touch with, or like is moving on to do things that I don't know. I don't know how to finish that.
that are
Like moving on to do things bigger, or are still in it, that are still working their ass off.
Well,
and
I mean,
keep in touch with.
the broken leg thing. I have friends. That's how I got onto that. But there's a lot of friends from film school that helped on that. But a lot of them are in LA now. Like a lot of my friends from film school are in LA or New York, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Well, that makes sense, I guess. I mean, that's where the studios are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, writing, you've been doing that forever?
Yeah, I've been doing writing since I was a kid.
So, what's the first thing you wrote that you can remember?
Well, we still have it. My mom has. My mom has this I took these papers together and I just stapled them, and it was about this boy that just found a bicycle and wrote it.
So, an autobiography, or I
About
guess a
stealing.
biography about a
Stealing,
Mexican.
Yeah. Stealing.
It was called "The Bike That I Rode" or something like that. Was the name of the book.
Called This Bike is Hot.
5 pages. 5 pages of greatness.
That's
That's
awesome.
evidence now.
Yeah.
So, good for you. Moms always keep that shit.
Yeah,
Love
she has
it.
all this
My mom's trying to
random
give all that
stuff.
crap back to me now. I'm like, yeah, I'm still not old enough. I have a house. I'm not ready yet.
I have a little sister, and she's 8, so the age difference is huge because I'm 25. But she doesn't have any saved from my little sister.
I don't take anything. I take pictures of things, and then I ask my kids, "See, I took a picture. Now I'm going to throw this away."
That's a good idea.
It's a great idea because I'm against hoarding. So now I have all these drives, computer drives that I'm hoarding now because
I like that idea.
they
2011,
like it too.
2012.
Yeah.
It's better that way.
Yeah.
And you can send it off to Costco and they'll put it in a little book for you. So it's I have a whole book of first grade, second grade
That's smart.
for my kids. Using the old noodle.
Using that old noodle.
I
You're
just
like
can't have
Martha Stewart.
things at my house. I hate
Scrapbooking.
shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, Aaron, what is the proudest thing you've ever written?
The proudest
It's kind of
thing
like a
I've
test
ever
question.
Yeah. Is a wrong answer.
There was a script to screen competition for in Phoenix. What was it IFP? I don't know the name of it, but it's they run a script competition, and the winner gets to have their script that you write put on film, and that was a really cool competition. I didn't win, but I got second place.
Oh, nice.
And that was a really fun thing for me.
Yeah?
Because first of all, I wrote something that actually I love. Like, it was a nice script. It's called Rent is Due, and you can look it up on Google if you wanted to.
Is it about buying your first home?
No, it's actually about two guys going into a bank to get rent, and heist goes down.
Oh, I love heists.
Yeah, it's pretty
cool,
good. Cool,
dude.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was excited because it was like you have to you had like so much time. Like I had to I wrote it right before I broke both my arms. So
what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that holds a close place in my heart.
Don't worry, bud. We're getting into this.
Because I wrote the script and I finished it, and then I was like, sweet, and then I broke my arms, and I was like, I'm so glad I finished this like just in time.
Wow.
Wowzers, dude. Okay, so let's not wait any longer. Tell us the arm thing.
So
broken arms.
Yeah, broken leg, broken
arms.
What's going on? I'm very injury prone. That's something you should know about me.
Okay.
Dude, I'm injury prone. It was Thanksgiving. I came back and I had some friends in town over Thanksgiving weekend, and we ended up going and playing kickball, and I hit a ground ball.
I'm laughing with you.
I hit a ground ball, and I wanted to make it to first base, so I took off, but like my legs just did not stay under me. I like tripped or something, and just like just rolled. And fell, and I guess you would say
broke both your arms.
Well, I broke both my arms. I got up after I was tagged out because I didn't make it to first base. Much like my love life.
Were you still on the ground?
Yeah, I was
Crying?
just like,
Some asshole
You're
comes
out.
over and tags him.
well, you know how you get after like you fall off your bike or something. You're just like, I'm just gonna lay here and absorb it. But I got up and I was like, you know what? I'm done. Fuck this game. I'm done. And I got my car and I drove home. And it just felt like my arms like were really sore, like just really sore. So I was like, I'll just not worry about it. And the next day was Sunday, so it was football. And so I was just like, I'm going to watch football today. My arms still hurt. And
Somebody gives you a high five and your arm just shatters off your body.
like Samuel Jackson and Unbreakable. And, so after I couldn't touch my face, I couldn't feed myself.
Oh, that's...
I couldn't, wash myself. I couldn't, there's...
So it got progressively
It got worse and worse, yeah.
Wowzers.
That's what I'm getting at. And so I texted my mom with my foot, and I was like, you got to take me to the hospital. And she was like, you're being ridiculous. Just, wait until tomorrow. So then...
So you're waiting another day.
Yeah, so then I didn't sleep, because at this point it hurt. I was like, I can't even, do this. And then the next morning, I was like, you got to take me to the hospital. And then...
Because you probably couldn't drive.
Yeah, I couldn't even drive at this point. And sure enough, we got there, and the doctor was like, yeah, you got a fractured left arm and a fractured right elbow. I was like,
that's
Jesus,
the
dude, were you in
worst.
casts?
yeah, I had on my left, I had this, cast thing for a while, and on my right, they just had to heal on its own. So,
Oh, no way.
Did your mom feel really bad?
see, that's my scar right there.
Oh.
Cool, dude.
How did your mom feel about that, making you wait?
I made her feel as guilty as possible,
Let's get her on here.
so...
Let's talk about this with her.
Yeah, because his arms were broken. He made her wipe his ass.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah,
My
something I
husband
haven't
broke
done since
both
I've
of
been
his
14,
wrists
by
a
the
couple
way.
of years ago.
We don't
were
need
out
to
of
get
town.
into it. We don't need to get into the details.
He couldn't do anything for himself when Billy
No,
broke
he
both
said
his
he had to
wrists.
just let this one heal. So he's not wearing a cast. I'm sure you could do more things.
Well,
I mean, it probably hurts.
My
with
husband broke both his wrists at the same time 2 years ago.
Push-ups
couldn't
suck.
drive. I couldn't. I mean, I had to do everything for him.
Ew.
We were out of town, so I had to
Literally?
carry everything. All our bags.
How did he break both his wrists?
He fell snowboarding. So we were out of town. We had all our snowboards, all our bags, and I'm like freaking Chevy Chase, like super dad, trying to carry everything around the airport.
It's your mom.
It was terrible. Right. But it was still terrible. Because I'm kind of lazy, and he does
All
a
this
lot more than I do.
Dude, he
It
is
was
a
like-
man's man.
It was a...
I say it all the time on here. I'm petrified of him.
That could be a
And he's a really nice guy. But God, if you ever do him wrong,
You don't.
please, God, on your soul,
Don't
you're
cross
fucking
him.
dead. You're dead.
Unless he has 2 broken wrists.
No, he'll still
Even
find a
though-
way to kill you.
Yeah.
Elbows.
Yeah.
Elbows.
So I understand what you went through. That's terrible.
Well, you know what's funny is I actually, now that you mention it, I broke my wrist when I was a kid too, and it's embarrassing. But if you guys want me to share it with the
We
You
do.
broken your
world,
wrist too?
we
Is
would
that
like to
it?
hear
I
it.
broke my wrist, and my mom made sure to tell
What?
so many people this.
Everything. What's everything you broken?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when I was like 9 or 10, I wanted to climb this peach tree in our backyard. I lived in Missouri at the time.
I was going to say, where do you have a peach tree?
Yeah, what's this thing you're talking about? And my grandma was like, shut it down, not happening. Not going to climb the peach tree. However, she was like, you can climb the tree in the front yard, which is like a little taller. And I was like,
which makes sense. It's a little taller.
yeah, thanks,
Have
Grandma.
at it.
So,
She said, that tree will turn you into a pussy. This tree, this is the one you want. Put hair on your chest.
yeah, you don't want that peach fuzz. You want that
Yeah.
hair.
She had him in like a pineapple tree or something like hardcore.
Yeah.
Palm tree
Yeah.
bleeding all over the
Scale
place.
this tree. Bring Grandma dinner.
Yeah, well, so I did. I climbed that tree successfully, might I add, but I got bored with it. And so I took the keys off my mom's table inside. I opened the trunk, and I took out we had lawn chairs, that we would take fishing, just to sit them up, prop them, whatever. And I took that into the tree with me,
There you go.
and I set it up, and I sat in it, and as soon as I sat in it, I was done. It was
Yeah.
just out of the tree,
Oh, shit.
and I broke my wrist. I fell on the chair, which was even worse.
Oh.
But so I didn't tell my mom how I broke my wrist.
No.
So she took me to the doctor, like freaking out, like, oh my God, he broke his wrist. So like the doctor's like talking to me. He's like, so tell me, how did you break your wrist? And so she's hearing it for the first time too.
Yeah, chronic masturbation. Trying to save face here, Aaron.
Throwing too many beats. And the doctor was like, tell me what happened. I was like, well, I put a chair in the tree, and my mom was just like,
She broke
Making
your
it a
other wrist
cherry
right there
tree.
in front of the doctor.
the doctor just looked at her like, you're a terrible parent. What are you letting him do this?
She says, I don't parent at all. It was his
Yeah.
grandma.
It was his grandma.
Yeah. Wow, man. So, all right. You're clumsy as shit.
Yeah, don't get in a
Have
car
you ever
with
fallen
him.
on stage?
I've not fallen on stage yet, but I am probably,
But you're
it'll
waiting
happen.
for the day?
Dude, I'm so
Tonight.
injury prone. It's ridiculous.
Are you injury prone, Kevin?
No.
Because you don't move around a lot.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot. I mean, it's hard to injure yourself napping. Although I did the other day. Really hurt my back. It's tough, dude, to nap and then wake up all of a sudden and be like, oh, shit, is it 3? Do I have to get up now to go
Yeah.
watch TV? Like, it's a rough thing.
Yeah, well, if my alarm goes off while I'm napping, it just like startle me.
That's what
You
happened
could
to me
just
today.
fall right out of bed.
Yeah.
The worst time I had a nap where I had like this big white like quilt. It was my grandma's quilt, and I just took a nap on the couch during the day. But I had this nightmare during a nap, which is like the worst thing.
I've had it
never
today.
happened.
And I had a feel. I was at like a wrestling event, and there was like a shooting that happened, and some guy turned and was like, "You're gonna die," and he shot me in the head.
Whoa.
And I woke up, and I still had the white blanket like over my head.
With blood all over it.
Yeah.
So there was like 5 seconds where I was like, "Oh my God, this is heaven. That's how I died." And then I like figured out, oh, that was
Clawed your way out of heaven.
Then I figured out how to get out of bed.
We're never letting you back into heaven again. That was your last chance.
I never took
Blew it.
another nap after that.
Oh, you are missing out, bro.
I'll probably get
Those nightmares, they come every once in a while, but the dreams are so much better. Okay, so I do want to get back into the writing thing because it's something I do and have done for forever too. But no one wants to hear about me. All I want to hear is the difference for you in writing for stand-up and writing for like anything else, script writing, improv stuff. I don't know. You really don't, I guess, write for that, but you do it more. You do it more than I do. I don't
Improv.
fucking know.
Probably for screenwriting is just, and you screenwrite as well, so you get it as far as like preparation. That there's so much that goes into that.
A lot more research than anybody knows.
A lot more research, a lot more outlining, a lot more rewriting. Depending on the joke, sometimes I'll rewrite a joke forever, but with stand-up, it's more trying to make it so that it pops and flows real quickly. I find when I'm writing on like a screenplay, I don't worry too much about the dialogue and where it's going. You know what I mean? I just let it flow naturally, and I don't worry about, oh, there has to be, joke here or something like that. So stand-up's definitely more driven as far as time constraints, absolutely. And you have to be funny consistently. Like I write screenplays where, I have a Western, I have a crime drama, I have, a comedy. So there's different types of things where like, that alone is going to change the concept of what you're writing as a screenplay versus like stand-up alone.
If you had to pick writer or comic, what are you picking?
Comic, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, with a comic, I love the aspect of not only being able to perform because I love performing. Like, that's a big part of it. With a writer, you don't get to do that. And especially you see other people. I've had it where I've seen other people perform my writing, and then I'm like, oh, it's not what I was picturing or envisioning. But with stand-up, it's all you. It's the only person that's gonna fuck that up is you.
Yeah.
And
well, the good thing is my question doesn't hold anything to it. You can be both easily.
Yeah, you can be both, but definitely if you made me choose, I would say comic. Yeah.
Awesome. And then get into this improv stuff with me, because I've never done it. I don't want to ever do it, because to me it's scary. You get a topic thrown at you, and then you got to be funny immediately in front of people. It's like, dude, what I do on stage is prepared. Like, and I'm okay with that. But when it's like, be funny right now, not for me.
I mean, it's not necessarily like be funny right now for me, but I don't really do improvisational comedy right now. I just do it in certain aspects, like on Broken Leg, like they asked me to do it, which can be nerve-wracking because their takes are going, you know what I mean? And you have to you have to be consistently funny. So that's one thing I always do is improvise whenever I can.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll tell you is, like, during stand-up, I'll have my jokes written out, but I'll leave room to explore. You know what I mean? Like, okay, this is my joke. This is as good as it's ever been, but I also want to try, just letting it flow. I'm going to let it grow on stage, and I'll record it and see what, comes out.
Do you guys ever, either of you, get, like, a feel for the crowd before you go in a certain direction with the same joke? Because I've seen your jokes, and you'll go, same joke, but kind of a different direction, and do you kind of feel out the crowd first?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. I mean, especially, one thing I had happen was I was at a Comic-Con, and I mean, obviously with the crowd, it's going to be comic and nerd related, obviously, big time. And so I changed a lot of my jokes to play off of that, and actually stuck with one where I kept it because it's just funnier now to keep that.
Yeah.
It was just like this bit where this guy gets hit by a car, and in the version for Comic-Con, I just said he was dressed as Magneto. Which is funnier now because, like, Magneto getting hit by a metal car is the last thing you should have to fucking see at Comic-Con, Like, that's a shitty costume. So, I kept it.
I always ask our guests this, that are comedians. What is your process? So you come up with the idea of a joke or whatever, then what's the whole process of you getting to then tell it on stage?
Well, usually what happens is I get an idea, or I get a basis of, like, an idea from, like, a story of mine, like personal experience or whatever. I write it down, and then I'll go home and I'll just, like, flesh it out, like, write it out as long as possible, and then I'll read it to myself, record it, then I'll listen to myself record it, and then I'll write it down.
Which is the worst.
Yeah, it's a long process, but once I've got it, like, honed down to, like, the smallest of words possible, I take it up on stage and then just see how it goes. It's been working for me. I used to do some different things, like, I'm just going to go up there and see what happens, but I've tried to be a little bit more prepared since, like, January. That was my goals. Be more prepared, One thing I've never done is, like, had note cards on stage, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anything, I'll have, like, notes on, like, a stool or something, but I just try to be prepared.
Do you voice record yourself or, like, face record yourself?
Oh, I voice record. I don't face. Yeah, I don't want to look at who wants to look at my face?
Yeah, but you're up there. Everybody's looking at your face.
Oh, no. I do the writing at home, and I'll record myself at home.
With your face.
Yeah. And then and then at the shows, sometimes I'll record my sets, depending, where it is and whatnot.
Do you record yourself?
No.
Oh.
What?
I don't, and I mean to. It's not like I purposely don't do it.
He's just a busy guy.
No, I'm not a busy guy. My material right now is so hit and miss. Because once I had it down to, like, a good 10, well, then it's like, all right, now I need to get it to a good 15. And so those 5 minutes are what I keep working on. And I don't want to record because I know it's shit when I'm doing it. Like, I've been doing it for so long that at this point, when I'm telling it, I already hear it being bad. And I know where I need to go with it. But, I mean, still, recording yourself is I should be.
Okay.
I'm just I don't know.
It
I
helped
don't
me.
have a personalized voicemail message. I don't like recording myself. I like doing this. This is different. I like listening too. When we first started doing it, I didn't.
Well, you hate your voice on the playback, but then you get used to it.
Yeah, and anytime like we'll have people that come on besides you, they'll go, "Oh my God, I hate my voice." And I'm just like, "Whatever, everyone hates their voice. Who cares?" But what are you going to do about it? It's your voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Like
helps,
if you're going to change it, it's not going to sound better.
it helps with like slowing down for me is the one thing because I would listen to
Me too.
myself and I'm like, what am I? Whoa!
Yeah.
Hold on.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
Like a year and a half.
Okay. So yeah, and you're good. You're comfortable.
Thanks.
And you can tell that. And then what I like about you is you're very personable. The stuff you tell on stage is about you.
Yeah.
It's not. And you said it in here, sitting here. You said that when like a life experience happens, I write about it, and then I talk about it, and it turns into a joke. Because you talk about you're 25 and your sister's 8.
Yeah.
Like that shit's hilarious. Because obviously she's a mistake.
Yeah. We both were.
You were.
We both were. Well, what's funny too about that is my mom wasn't supposed to have kids. Like, just wasn't.
Someone
supposed
just
to.
told her not to.
Yeah. Well, hey,
They spent some time with her. They said, "You know what?
stop the bloodline.
Don't do it."
She had me, and I was the miracle child. Which, by the way, I was supposed to be a girl. Let's just throw that out there.
What do you mean supposed to
Like
be?
on the ultrasound.
Like they were like, "Hey, you're having a girl."
Is that why your name's Aaron?
Well, my name was supposed to be Chelsea, which is now my little sister's name,
Oh, okay.
and I'm kind of pissed off about that
Why?
because that was supposed to be my name. Like that's my
Right.
legacy. Like,
Well, maybe make that when you're super
Who do you
famous.
think
Like that
you
can be
are?
your alias. Like I'm Chelsea. My name is Aaron, but I'm Chelsea.
It's like, well, what if I had a
take that.
daughter? Like, that could have been my thing. Like, and now she's got the name, and she's probably gonna fuck it up. Like,
Probably. Probably.
but so I was a miracle child, and I was the only child, right, for all the good years.
Yeah.
18 plus. And then when she told me the news, we were in the car. We just got back from the bank, and she's like, "Aaron," I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I'm pregnant." She
That
started
usually comes with
crying.
tears.
Yeah, and I was like, "Are you?
Okay.
Is this a joke? What's going on?" And then she had a girl like she always wanted, and then that was the miracle child at that point.
But you had like a lot of years in first.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh
but
yeah.
that's got to be so weird. Like, my sister's 11 years older than I am. And so we don't have a lot in common. I mean, we can
Yeah,
talk
she
and
was
have
probably
conversations.
Really happy before you were born.
Yeah, she was thrilled. But really, I mean, there's just not a lot in common. We're totally different people. It's weird that we have the same family. Do you find that as you're being the older one of 17 or 18 years, do you find that, I mean, it's like you look at it, you're like, I don't have anything in common with you at all. Why should I hang out with you?
No, because she's adorable. She's too cute.
Do
to
you
not
look
wanna
at her
hang
as
out with.
like your
Don't
daughter?
Don't get weird with this.
I don't look at her as not
No.
as my daughter, but definitely she loves me and I love her. You know,
Yeah.
she looks a lot like my mom too. It's really cute. But when she came out, I wasn't a fan.
Really?
She came out 11 pounds.
Oh, what a bitch.
Woo!
11 pounds
Yeah.
with hair and like
Yeah.
facial expressions.
Like a backpack.
Job
Like 11
application.
pounds.
Like, holy shit.
Fat baby. And
11 pounds is like one
That's cute.
Chipotle
That's like
burrito
2 of
with
my
chips.
Kids. Yeah, enchilada stuff.
Yeah. She doesn't.
Yeah.
She doesn't call me brother or Aaron. Those were like too hard for her. She calls me Bear. That's what. Because I used to have a beard.
Yeah.
So she would just be like,
That's
"Oh,
what gay
Bear."
guys call bigger guys with beards.
Yeah, I found that out.
Oh, you guys are serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's so
found
cute.
that out, and I was like, "Hey, Chelsea, let's figure out a new nickname."
Yeah, my parents had kids later in life as well,
Uh-oh.
and my twin brother and sister were born when I was like 13. I thought it was fun, but I think now they kind of look to us for all this advice, and I don't know that I'm qualified to give it to
How
them.
old are they? Like 20?
They're 20, yeah. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I
well,
was
it's easier.
14 when they
So
were
it's
born.
easier to go to you than your parents.
Right.
It's that age, and that's what's
And
gonna
I don't
happen
like
to Aaron.
getting
But you're gonna be
caught.
like 40.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a midlife
that's where I
crisis.
don't
Like, what?
feel qualified to get the
Give me
advice.
some money, Chelsea.
The advice I give them is not the advice my parents want them to have. So
Yeah,
yeah, maybe I'm good with money. Yeah, I'll sure money here. But go away with
but
questions.
don't ask me any questions. Just
Right.
take it, please.
Yeah.
It's like getting mugged.
But when you go places with her, people probably think she's yours.
Sometimes they've had that. It's like, "Oh, is this your daughter?" I was like, "Pfft, No.
So depending who asks, that could really
Girlfriend.
work in your favor.
It could. I should take her to like the park or something.
Yeah. If I was
walking a
a single
dog.
guy, I would get like the cutest puppy ever, like a Yorkie or something. And
No.
girls would just run to you.
To a
That's what you
Yorkie?
need. Girls
No,
love
you need a puppy
Yorkies.
English bulldog.
Okay, well, get that then.
And they're a couple $1,000.
Well, then you foster it
Okay,
just
good call.
for the park visits. And then she could be like, "Oh my God, your dog's so cute," and then you could say, "Take it,"
Yeah.
but you have to pay you. She has to
Yeah.
pay you for it, and go on a date with you.
Hey.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably why you don't date a lot of women. You're not doing so well in the
I strike out a lot.
Welcome to the club. I have my little sister. Like I was as a kid, was very mischievous, you know. But she's worse. Like it's terrible. Like she put butter all over my cat for no reason.
Cool. 'Cause
My
it's a
mom,
cat.
yeah, my mom
Exactly.
called me and was like, "So she put butter all over Shadow." I was like, "What?" And he let her? What's going on out there? Like when she has this little kid that like lives a couple streets down that's like, you know, a couple years younger or older or something, you know, and they hang out, they're like best buds. And apparently he peed on her just
Yeah.
like one day. And I was like, why?
For free?
Why? What is happening? Because they live in Maricopa.
Oh,
Yeah,
why.
I haven't lived with them since high school. I had to stay in town to go to college, so they moved to Maricopa.
that's
and,
out there.
Yeah,
That's far.
I don't know what they do out there.
Nah, me either.
I went out there
Drug
one time
smuggle.
looking for like a house, possibly. Like we thought, well, maybe we'll buy a house out here.
Uh-huh.
And there was just like a strip of every fast food. And that was it.
Where's that?
Maricopa.
That's all it
There's
is.
tons
Where
of
do I need to buy
huge
land?
houses on a lake for like $200,000, like 8-bedroom homes, and then just like a strip of every fast food.
It's got it all.
I couldn't get out there fast enough. It was terrible.
Can't get back in there fast enough.
They even have a Long John Silver's, which I'm about.
I don't.
Are you
is
really?
that,
Yuck, dude.
like fried fish or something?
Yeah, it's such a like random, rare like fast food.
Okay.
So if I see Long John Silver's, I'm gonna hit
That's
it
just
up.
not
Really?
typically found in Phoenix.
Gross.
Oh, speaking of gross, I I ate Taco Bell the other day, and I had that new thing. I was like,
What?
Don't say the breakfast.
No.
No. The
quesarito.
oh my God, tell me about it.
So good. Well, I don't eat meat, so I got it without meat. But the cheese and the rice and a tortilla, it was great.
Was it?
It was so good.
All right, hey Taco Bell. Still waiting for that sponsorship on the show.
You talk about.
We've
it all
given
the
you a
time.
shout out. This is probably 10 times by now.
Hashtag call us back.
Yeah. And I don't typically eat that food, but I saw all those commercials for it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Did you hear about Taco Bell's? They've got Baja Blast in stores or in gas stations right now.
No.
This is huge.
Tell
I don't know
us.
what that is.
Baja Blast is like the drink that's a signature drink for Taco Bell.
Is it
and
blue?
It's like a blue-green, it's like a teal-looking soda. It's called Baja Blast, obviously. And it's only in the fast food chains, but now they're putting it out in the stores.
Huh.
For the summer only.
Here we go.
All right.
Diabetes. On it. It's going to be so good.
Oh man. I mean, where do we go from Taco Bell besides bathroom jokes? So listen, everybody. Another one happened to me yesterday. I'm at the bowling alley.
Oh, it's been a while. Let's hear it.
Well, Aaron, I don't know if you know this about me. I shit a lot
It's like
in
irritable
public.
bowel syndrome or something.
Oh, no.
Kind of, but I mean, I don't. I have to go to the bathroom a lot. I use a lot of public restrooms. I'm at the bowling alley, which is a place you really don't want to go to the bathroom at, even to pee. But I had to shit. Wasn't going to make it home. So went to the bathroom, and you know they have those toilet seat covers that you get like in the stall.
Yeah,
that
the
you
little
put on
flimsy
thing?
things.
Right? Yeah, they're weird. But anyways, it said 250 seat covers, and I got the last one. Which meant 249 people at least sat with that on there, if not more. Dude, I felt so gross. So luckily, when I flushed, it was like a bidet.
Gross. That's disgusting.
All right, so
I got locked in a bathroom not long ago. I
Go
was at a
on.
nightclub in Las Vegas last week, and I went to the bathroom with my girlfriend, and I got locked. I don't know how. I couldn't unlock it. It wouldn't unlock. I'm not like special needs. Like it really wouldn't unlock. The music was so loud. I'm thinking, how am I going to get the fuck out of here? There was a bathroom attendant and everything. No help. So I'm
really?
banging on the door.
The bathroom attendant was in there?
Yeah.
And didn't do their job.
No.
What?
Fuck 'em.
I'm banging on the door.
I hate
No
bathroom
one can
attendants
hear
there.
me because the music's so loud. So I text my girlfriend. I'm like, fuck, I hope she's still in here. Because if she goes any further, she's not going to see her phone. And the only reason she saw her phone because she's putting makeup on in the mirror.
You mean you're locked in the stall?
Yeah.
Can you crawl under?
That would have been my very, very last resort.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
I
Could
mean,
you climb over?
No, that would have.
It was under or just squat?
I'm like-
and when you look at it, you're
But
right,
it's
because you're looking
so
like,
loud.
do I crawl under? Because look at that floor. This is the bathroom
Yeah,
floor.
in Vegas,
I'm calling it a
it's
night
disgusting.
if I'm crawling under the
In
floor.
Vegas.
Exactly. So I'm banging on the door. No one can hear me. I text her. Thank God she was still in the bathroom. She saw her phone, and she came and, like, I don't know, like, wiggled it, got it open. I mean, what would I have done? I'm stuck in the bathroom all night. That'd have been
God.
terrible.
Crawling on the floor in a public restroom is like
I won't do
worse
it.
than gargling the water in a hot tub.
Ew.
It's worse when like you think everything's okay. I went to a restroom and the seat was up, you know?
Yeah.
And I had to, number 2, so I'm like, okay.
Don't be shy.
I put it down to take a shit.
Yeah.
And I literally, I sit down and I almost slipped off because it was just, I was like, what kind of monster pisses on the seat and then lifts it? Just-
Guilty. So, what happens? No, I'm just kidding.
I'll just lift it and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, dude, that's happened to me.
Man.
Except the toilet seat was down. I just, walked into the stall and there's piss all over the seat.
How does that happen?
I'm just like,
I
dude,
always am
it's
like,
just
how
somebody
is-
being an
what's
asshole.
wrong with people?
Just-
Because it's
Somebody
not
being
hard.
an
Like, I know because I've been doing it for a long time. I don't
You've
get
had
it.
a penis for
There's-
25 years?
The only way you can do it is if you choose to. Like, if
Yeah.
you're like, I'm gonna do it, Like, I have to go out of my way to get it on the seat. Like, what are you...
Yeah.
Come on, people. This is a PSA.
I
Stop
never
it.
hit the toilet seat cover because mine just flops right into the toilet. You know what I'm saying? It's like 3 feet long. Whatever. That was stupid. I'm Jewish. I'm not fooling anybody.
She's laughing.
That's why I was laughing. Who did we have on here that told the joke about his penis
Kingsley.
being so long he grabbed it from the other side? And
I love
it David
Kingsley's-
Delgado?
No, it's Kingsley. His bits with that are so funny.
he was, yeah, I can't even try to tell
Yeah,
the
the
joke.
girl flips me around, so she's doing me from behind. I know a lot of you are like, how does that happen? And he's like, well,
It was like a hose, apparently.
hold on, I want to bring this back real quick. With your writing, you said one thing that, okay, you've written for some people, they tell your jokes or whatever, and you're like, I don't like the way it sounds. Okay, but then you also do acting work. So now you're saying words that somebody else wrote. How much do you respect the writing to say it verbatim, and then also do the improv thing where it's like, I think this will be funny if I do it this way?
Well, a lot of it, what it comes down to is just the role. Like, if I'm invested in the role and I'm like, hey, I think this is what I would say or this is what I would do. There's been times where I've, like, had to, like, not correct, but I'll just say, I think there was one film I did, like, it was like a sitcom where I had, like, a British accent, and the dialect, the way they say certain words are just a little different. So I was like, hey, I'm going to say it like this, and, the director sign off. Like, that's all it is like, for Broken Leg, we filmed the scenes verbatim with the writing, how it was, and then he's like, all right, we're going to do a couple takes where you can just, do your thing.
That's cool.
So it's a win-win. But, like,
Was he the writer too?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Him and the producer, I think, also wrote it.
All right.
But, yeah, so I got a little free rein there. But normally, I trust the writing that I'm reading and just try and build off of it, obviously. I do end up, like, a lot of times improvising, like, on writing, though.
Yeah.
Especially if I just feel like, oh, if I could just, say that. But
Are you a method actor?
I wouldn't say method actor. I really just pull from, within.
Yeah.
As far as that goes.
So
like,
you're
with the
cool, whatever,
dramatic
then they
role.
say action, and you're like, boom, I'm this guy.
Yeah.
Right now.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, with comedy, it's pretty much, more having that timing and that being able to play with people and have that chemistry. But with, like, a dramatic role, you definitely have to get invested
You
a
gotta
little more.
take the dark character home.
Yeah, and it's like with writing, you got to research, too. It's the same thing. It's for actual performance instead of, setting it up. So it's the same thing. You got to do your background and everything like that.
So I find it interesting. You've written crime stuff, Western, comedy, a heist, like the realm of it all.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite one?
Probably my favorite one that I have a Western that I've been writing on.
It's so cool. Western.
Yeah, and it's a nice script. It's just one that I've been working on for so long. It's just probably my favorite just out of that alone because
Yeah.
I've been putting so much into it. But I always like writing comedy because it's the easiest. That's the easiest thing for me. But I would definitely say my Western that I
I'm glad you said it that way. It's the easiest thing for you because I think writing comedy is probably what people would say the hardest thing to do. Because you're trying to write something that other people are going to laugh at. But you have that background in stand-up and writing jokes and knowing, like it's got to help in doing stand-up to then write a comedy and have, you're right, with that timing thing. And I know you said when you write, and I do it too, when you write a script and you're doing dialogue, you just go. You don't. When you do rewrites, you'll try and punch something in every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's what it comes from. It comes from, all right, I'm doing a joke on stage. I went 3.5 minutes with just a setup with no joke. Now I need to go work on something so I keep their interest the whole time. Know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're doing, I've never written any. When I was a kid, I wrote some stupid serious thing, and that's it. I've only written comedy stuff. So I'm like curious is when you're writing for a Western, is it just like, I almost feel like because you're not trying to write jokes that you just go. You just start writing and then it's like 8 hours later you have a script that's done.
Yeah.
Because you haven't stopped. It's just constant cool dialogue.
I have the outline pretty much, already, and then the script's already finished. But when you start, you have your outline. So I already know where it has to go, And the biggest problem for me, honestly, is writing and not making it funny, because I'll find sometimes it's like, oh, I could... That would, that would make this scene so funny. I was like, oh, but wait, it's I can't do that.
Yeah.
And that's very, very hard for me. That is the one thing that I always end up doing.
Yeah.
Is just always putting that out. And I don't know. This is kind of not on subject, but one of the first reasons I got into writing is because in high school we had these things called one-acts, where you would write a play, and then if it got chosen, it'd be put on stage in the auditorium. And I won the first year that they did it. And the whole reason I won was because they did the writing and everyone voted, and mine was like voted third overall or whatever. And it was funny or whatever, right? But when I read it, that's when it went over the top. That's when it won, because giving that performance really changed it. So that when we were talking about writing as far as like, having someone read it a certain way, if it's your baby and you're reading it, that changes so much.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was like, the teacher came up to me and was like, hey, that just you reading that changed it completely, because it was a good script and you just made it like really nice. So I don't know if that's a compliment on my acting or like a diss on my writing, but that was a while ago. But that's one thing too, is being able to read it out loud also helps.
Do you take criticism well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
I mean, I don't care. I mean, if someone has something that they want to tell me that improves my jokes or improves my writing, absolutely.
So you write something that takes 6 months, right? A script, whatever it is, and you give it to somebody else, they read it and have a bunch of edits. Are you like, dude, you just didn't get it, bro? You didn't get my script. I don't know what you're
you kind of know what it is when they're giving you the notes. Like, they'll have, like, obviously the editorial notes, like, I'll do this, da-da-da-da. But then they'll have questions that'll make you think, like, oh, yeah, you know what? Why did I write that? Like, every person I've reached out to as far as writing advice, I've met through film school or through, friendships and what have you. So as far as, like, professional feedback, I've gotten a couple from, like, script competitions. But those are always professional. Those are never, like, shitty advice.
Yeah.
But with most of it, it's just, like, absorbing it and just seeing where they're coming from and applying it. Like, I've had a buddy of mine reach out to me for a script. I think he's shooting it now, but he lives in New York, and he finished it, and he was like, can you read it? And I did, and there was some things, like, genuine things that needed to change for the story to make sense. And I, like, pointed them out, and he's like, oh, my God, thank you so much. So you just got to, like, I guess just the way you word it helps. I've never had shitty notes as far as, like, hey, what does this mean with the tree? And you're like, I don't know. I don't know what you're saying right now.
Before we started, you said you did a show, like the Suicide Note show?
Yeah. The Suicide Note show. Oh, man. So I love Jamie Sanderson and Steve Merrick. They do these shows that are, like, real custom. They usually have them over at Space 55, but there's things like, like this day in history, where you have to build a set about the specific day you're performing on. And they have other, like, shows that have themes to them. But this one specifically was writing suicide notes about that have to be funny, and they're about, like, celebrities or maybe yourselves, like suicide note, whatever. And so I wrote a few, and it went pretty well. I wrote one suicide letter about an astronaut killing himself and just stealing a spaceship and just bouncing. And the punchline on that was that NASA was going to change their name to Now Assisting Suicides, apparently. So it's the new acronym.
Yeah.
I tried to make them. I don't know. I have like some dark material that I'll get in my head, but most of my material I'm always pretty positive or upbeat for the most part. So the suicide note thing was kind of like a real dark thing for me to like play with, and so I did a few that were pretty fun.
Just don't leave them out on accident.
Right? Like just, hey, what's this, Aaron? We need to talk.
Yeah.
Like,
Not alone.
did you read it? Yeah.
All right. In stand-up, do you remember the first joke you ever told?
Yes, I do.
Tell it.
Okay, is that all right?
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, the first joke I ever wrote, I didn't tell it originally because it just didn't seem that funny. So I'll tell you the joke I first wrote, and then I'll tell you what I actually told.
All right, cool, dude. A twofer.
Yeah. So the first joke that I ever wrote, way, like I was still in high school. Okay. I guess I'll just tell you. There's no. All right. I'm just gonna tell it.
Is it better if we don't look at you?
No, it's just like, nah, I don't know. I haven't told on stage for a reason, you know? But this was the first one I wrote. I said, I was late going to the dentist, and what's important about going to the dentist is making sure your breath smells good. And since I was late, I forgot to brush my teeth. So I stopped off at a gas station real quick, and just to pick up some gum, got a pack. I was running out. And let me tell you something. I don't chew gum often, but this stuff was so addictive. It's called nicotine gum. And it is amazing. I can't get enough of it. Like, after my dentist appointment, I got another pack. And now I was up to, like, 2 packs a day. And I had to kick the habit, so now I'm going to start smoking.
I love that.
That is a good joke.
Well, I've never told that on stage.
Dude, try it,
You're
man.
in high school.
That's funny.
For a high school kid, that's great.
That is
Yeah,
funny.
that was my first joke I ever wrote.
I like it a lot.
I like it too.
Yeah. My first joke that I ever told, she probably is going to like it. It was, I said, I read a study online recently and said vegetarians enjoy giving blowjobs more than those that eat meat, which proves that being a vegetarian has to suck dick.
Saw that joke, and I did like it.
And I've actually worked on that joke since then because I know you saw that video.
Yeah.
Now I talk about what kind of survey is that? Someone had to like do that, you know? And then was that for like Family Feud? You know what I mean? Like it's just like, all right, top 3 answers on the board. What do vegetarians love? Number 1, vegetables. Number 2, dick. It's just.
I wonder
That's good.
which side would get that right, the black side or the white side.
Well, why is it always going to be black and white side?
Because that's what's always on Family Feud.
It is, though. It is so true.
I thought that was what the show was about.
I liked that show when it had Louis Anderson. He was my favorite.
What about the creepy guy that kissed all the women?
Whoa, tell me more.
It's old. Like, it was when it first came on.
They're all vegetarians.
Yeah. And then then like the host after him killed himself, and then
Yeah.
there was a longtime host before, like, was it Louis? I thought there was a different guy. Now Steve Harvey does it.
Yeah.
It's like unwatchable.
They had the guy from Home Improvement doing it for a while.
Yeah, right.
The main guy or the
Bearded.
Al?
Al.
Yeah. I remember that because the new guy, he's kind of fairly new. I don't watch the show, but sometimes, whatever.
I don't watch it because I honestly think, like, is it still on for real?
Sometimes
or are they
I
reruns?
accidentally flip
Yeah, I don't
From
watch it
10
either.
years ago.
I don't believe in domestic disputes. So.
Yeah. He's for peace.
For peace.
All right. A couple more questions, and then we'll wrap this thing up. What is... I don't know how to ask that without... I don't want to sound like an asshole. But
Just do it.
All right. Do you remember the biggest bomb you've had on stage?
Biggest bomb? I haven't honestly really bombed. I've had sets where I just haven't performed well, you know?
Okay.
But I haven't had where I went up with the expectation like it was a full room. I knew there was no way I could fuck this up, and then I fucked up. That's what I think a bomb is, you know? If there's like an audience of 4 people, I know going in that the reception probably won't be that good, so I'm going to have to work at it. But like a bomb for me is like if you go in a full room and just you can't make it happen, or you just fuck it up. And I don't think I've had that happen to me. I think I would remember. So.
Okay, what is the best night of comedy that you've ever had?
Best night of comedy. One for me, just on a personal note, was the Prescott show I went on with a bunch of comedians. Rob Mabey, Mike Dapper. You went on an LA trip with them.
Yeah.
I was listening to that podcast.
I love Dapper.
And yeah, they were awesome. Dapper, man, he's so funny. He was like, I was like, it's so nice to meet you. And he was like, I was like, add me on Facebook. He's like, maybe after I see you perform. And I was like, oh shit, the pressure's on.
I was just about to say, Dapper's like the nicest guy. And then your first story is him being an asshole.
Yeah, he's awesome. And I had to ride back with him, so I was like, okay, no pressure, no pressure. Jason Hill. It was just a real fun experience because there was a lot of comics I traveled with. It was my first traveling experience too. And then the room was really fun. I had a good set. We all had like an inside joke on stage. We all, because when we were going up there, saw Forrest Gump on TV. And so we all made it a joke to say running during our sets. And we all did it. Like every single comedian had at one point said running during their
Even
sets.
Dapper? I'd love to hear Dapper try and say it like that.
Oh, man. So good. They all did it.
I can't even make fun of him. I don't know how to do it in his voice.
Yeah, it was great. That
Cool,
was
man.
so much fun.
All right. Last question. We ask this to everybody at the end of the show. I'm excited for your answer because yours is probably going to be different than everybody else's. All right. What would you attempt to do if you knew you could not fail?
Find immortality.
Really?
Wow.
He could fall out of as many trees as he wanted to.
Exactly. I'll just be in a wheelchair. Like, he's immortal, but he can't do
Clumsy guy.
shit.
That's a good answer for someone that's clumsy.
So he writes a suicide note but wants to live forever. The irony.
Wow, look at that callback.
It's more of like a hide and seek note. Am I dead?
Yeah, right.
Am I?
I wanted to go with something epic, you know.
That's good. No, that's awesome. That's a good answer. I knew you'd answer something different that people, haven't said about. Like Chris's last week was what? Invest in
Jimmy Buffett
Jimmy
shit.
Buffett.
I had a friend try and get me board. He tried to get me on board for hemp. He was like, hey, get your stock in hemp. I was like, why?
Potheads are always trying to find good ways to make money through pot. I don't get it at all. I will not join that Kickstarter fund.
Get on this penny stock with me. It's like, I'm okay.
Oh, no. All right, where can you got any shows you want to promote? Anything? The movie again comes out August 1st, and the website is brokenlegmovie.com. So make sure everybody go on there. You can go on there now, right?
Yeah, you can go on
like
there
the
right now and
Facebook
pre-order
page.
it. And like the Facebook
I
page.
did.
Yeah.
It already premiered at the Phoenix Film Festival. It was really awesome. So it's a really great film, heartfelt. We put a lot of work into it, so it's really cool to
Awesome.
have that payoff.
Shows? Anything coming up?
I'm at Speakeasy on, I want to say July 20th, I feel is the date.
Okay.
That's soon.
8 and 10 p.m. And then I have Monkey Pants and Hidden House towards the end of the July. But other than that,
Well, everybody follow him on Twitter, and he'll start tweeting dates.
follow me on Twitter. I'll start tweeting and twerking and working on
Aaron Kyle
getting
Comedy
those updates.
on Twitter. I just followed him. I'm super privileged.
Did he follow you back yet? Did you follow him back?
I have not yet. I will.
Are you going to wait till you see a set tonight before you follow him back?
I might. I have some followers on there that are just so randomly famous, like the writer of what is that wine movie? Sideways? Yeah, he follows me on Twitter. What the hell? And then like I've never even seen the movie.
Hammered.
He's probably hammered. Yeah, he's like this guy.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, so I have him following me. I don't know. That's as good as my Twitter
not
life is ever gonna
about-
get.
Quantity.
It's quality.
It's about quality.
It's about quality for me.
Okay.
Absolutely. I don't have the option of
But
quantity.
it does feel good when you have a lot of followers. So.
Right. You're not even doing Facebook anymore, are you? You only tweet. Yeah, you haven't
yeah,
liked
not really.
anything I've put up. I always like your stuff unless
On
it's not
what?
funny. On Facebook.
I don't
He doesn't like any of my stuff.
That's not true.
Uh-oh.
That's not
Sure.
true. She
And in the
posted
interview
a picture
on
of
some
her dog,
drama.
like laying on the couch, and I was like, "I'll like
That was
it."
like 3 weeks ago. I only
You
post
know
like
what?
one thing
What-
a month, so you're probably
we not do
safe.
this in front of
Okay,
people?
fine. All right.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Aaron Kyle Miles, thank you for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me.
You're a friend of the
It's so
show.
much
Everybody, whenever he's out doing comedy, go see him. Whenever he's got movies out, go see them. Whenever you see him eating at a restaurant, bother him and ask for an autograph.
I get free hugs.
Oh shit!
Tell
there
him
you
you're a
go.
vegetarian.
I will listen.
All right. Until next week, you guys have been awesome. Appropriately inappropriate. Tell all your friends to listen to the show. because that's cool if you do. And we love and appreciate all the support. So for me and Nancy and Aaron, I'll say bye. Nancy, you want to say bye too?
Bye, too.
Bye.
Hi, this is Jeff from the 12A Podcast. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this show, please make sure to check out more on 4eyeradio.com.